everybody, and welcome to the Cynthia Linox Show. I'm your host, Cynthia Linox. It's great to be here today. We're going to be featuring another episode of Vintage Charm at 60plus.com. We kind of launched this show about 2 weeks ago. So this is like our third episode. And uh, the name, I hope for you, it's self-explanatory. You would know if you are a vintage charm at 60plus.com. I put that .com in there because I kind of like it. Vintage charm at 60plus.com. But actually, it's my if you go to the website, vintage charm at 60 plus, and 60 is 60.com, you will pull up my website, which is the cynthialenoxshow.com. So both ways you can pull up the website. And now if you scroll to the bottom, you will see a box there where you can send me an email. I am also a transformational life coach, and I talk with clients and really help them, guide them, and support them in their transformational journey into redefining themselves, getting to know their true, authentic self. So if that's your case at this point, send me an email to, again, go to the website, the cynthialenoxshow.com, or you can uh, enter vintage charm at 60plus.com. Go to the bottom and you'll see where you can just send me an email and we can chat. This show is aired once a week, every Thursday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can view us on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook. Every Thursday at 2 o'clock, we have a date. And if you miss it that time, you can always go back to my page and you will see it there. We're going to have nuggets and just talk about things that are relevant to the changes that are going on and that we really have to embrace for ourselves. And that is no lie, my amigos. We have got to really stay relevant and know what's going on. We are in a totally different era. And for me, it's like the greatest thing because we're like at the second half of our lives. The first half, we spend time learning things, making mistakes, going through experiences, knowledge, understanding, and all that kind of stuff that we go through. We just do life. This second half, we got to have a new perspective. Now we're going to apply all the wisdom, the knowledge, and the experiences that we have garnered from the first half, and we are going to live a meaningful and fulfilled life now. But you got to be intentional. We have to be aware of it. Otherwise, you know what? You will live life on autopilot. Most people that I talk to are living life on autopilot with no intention, no purpose, no drive, no passion. That's why depression sets in. That's why anxiety sets in. That's why they are fearful of things because they don't have stuff going on in their own lives. That's why jealousy and envy and all this stuff, criticism and judgment toward others set in. Because see, when you're busy about your own life, when you're busy with your own jam, with your own thing, with your own life purpose going on, enjoying your life, you don't really have to. As a matter of fact, when you see somebody, when I see on social media a lot of people that have their situation, their shows, whatever. If I like it, if it resonates with me, guess what? I'm gonna not only give them a like, but I may send them a message. Boy, you are really so encouraging, and thank you for what you do. Why? Because there's no competition. I am unique. My fingerprint is on my show. This is a signature show. This is my style. This is me. This is my own real, genuine authenticity. No one can compete with me. But guess what? I can learn from someone else, and they will learn from me. We are like what? Almost 7 billion people in the world? 7 billion. If I get 1%, that's good enough, but it's not even about, there's no competition. You don't have to compete. But see, if you don't have your own thing going, really, you're going to sometimes maybe feel left out and, sit in judgment of others or criticizing others. And, it's like Brene Brown says, the critics do not matter. Unless you are in the same arena with me, it doesn't matter. So we want to really encourage you to acknowledge those good things that are in you. Start by acknowledging your worth. Worth and value. People get that, all confused. Your worth is totally different from your value. Your worth is based on the intrinsic value that you acknowledge just being yourself, and the inherent dignity of who you are, the self respect, self esteem, who you are. That is your worth. And no one, and all of that is excludes any outside factor. It's not based on anyone's opinion, belief, suggestion. It's not based on any of that. It's based on you recognizing and acknowledging your worth, your inherent dignity, who you are, knowing the intrinsic value of your person. And once you know that, no one can take that away from you. No one can tap into that. And when you know that, amigos, that's how you show up, because that is what shapes your true authentic self. And that's how you show up, without any pretense, without any acting, without any trying to create something that you're not. You're just you. It's like me now. This is just me. This is me. I am vibrant and I'm highly motivated. I self motivate a lot, and this is just me because I understand my worth, and no one can take that away from me. No one. Now, my value, your value, is what you contribute to the world. It's your contribution to your work, your job. It is your contribution to your relationship, your marriage. It is what you bring to the table that adds value to that environment, that adds value to that circle. It adds value because you have shown up. And so when people see you, they know the value that you bring. Why? Because you show up first with the confidence, the assertiveness of knowing who you are, knowing your worth. Someone said the other day that confidence is the new sexy. I tend to agree with that because when we're watching TV and I see someone, I may not, it doesn't mean that I have to agree with what they say or whatever, but the confidence that people exude, and not in a good way. I'm not, somebody is being mean to someone else. That's not confidence. That is just insecurity. But someone that can deliver, it's like when I see someone on social media and they're delivering a good share, I like to acknowledge it. Yeah. So it's how you show up. It is how you show up. And all of that, with saying that, you have to recognize that our perspective has to change. We have to get a new perspective on life. We have to start seeing things differently and get rid of limiting beliefs. Most of us have, well, all of us really have been either conditioned, programmed, and indoctrinated. That is by default. That by the time you're 5 years old, you already have those traits. You have been assigned an identity that's not really you. You have been assigned an identity based on your social and cultural construct. That's just the way it is. Your religious construct, you have been assigned an identity. And unless you have gone through an awakening to become aware, wait a minute, that's not me. I don't really like that. That's not my color. That's not my taste. That's not my style. That's not my jam. I don't like that kind of music. No, I mean, yeah, I grew up around that music, but that's not my style. I don't like that. And once you realize that, or, oh yeah, I like this, I like that, sure, I embrace this, I embrace that, tattoos, I really like me. Okay, I like a tattoo. I would love to have a tattoo. Now, my husband doesn't like it. The only reason I do not have a tattoo is because nobody is going to give me a tattoo with uh to, what do you call that, anesthesia. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't want the pain. And everybody that has talked to me about a tattoo, they said yes, it's painful. Well, I don't want the pain, but if they could give me anesthesia and sit there and do something nice on my arm, I would love to have a tattoo. I would have a conversation with my husband and let him know I am going to put, I adore my sweetheart, Noel. That's just funny. But anyway, yeah, you may not. And growing up, tattoos were like, no, like what people with tattoos, they were just uh, marginalized and stigmatized and really put in a box, a whole totally different category. But now they're so popular. And I'm telling you, when I see someone with a good tattoo, I'm going to say, oh, I love it. And I compliment them on it. So my point is, you will start realizing things that you like, things that you don't like, and acknowledging those things, again, those things that are within you. It's becoming your true, authentic self. You're going to start thinking differently, create an open mind so that you can garner brand new information. Things are different from the way they were back then. We are in a new era, the 21st century. And now, at this season of our lives, there's a lot of freedom. We have freedom to be, and for women, we have freedom from a lot of stuff. We have no more headaches. You know what I mean? No more headaches. We have no more irritability, no more hot flashes, no more periods. Can't get, no more fear of getting pregnant. All of that stuff is good stuff. It brings us like into a freedom that we can just we know that we are not, at least most of us, some of us, subject to mood changes and things like that. And we can really go out and appreciate and like people and just really embrace life with passion, because I'm telling you, amigos, life is magical. Life is magical. Once you get a new perspective of life, just the fact that you are able to be here now. Do you know how many people that have passed on, in their earlier years, that would love to reach to this stage of life? So now it's a time for you and I to embrace it and have a whole new perspective, a new view, a new position, a new definition. It's time to redefine ourselves and get rid of the old thinking. I think Zig Ziglar used to say that. Get rid of those thoughts of being unworthy, not being good enough, not being beautiful enough, not being, as a matter of fact, this thing about beauty has nothing to do with anything, because you know what the new sexy now is? The new sexy is confidence. I'm telling you, there is no better appeal than someone, extending kindness or whatever it is, but with confidence. Someone that comes off with confidence. That's the new sexy. So all of us can have that, just growing confidence. And that may take some time, that may take some practicing, that may take some interaction with people, getting to know who you are. That brings a lot of confidence. So it is important that we know our worth and know who we are. This way we show up with confidence. When you walk into a room, your energy just really permeates the entire room, and make sure it's a positive one. So, with that, I'm going to say, remember, I mentioned earlier that I'm a transformational life coach, and I would love to work with you. I would love to help you, guide you, support you along your transformational journey to becoming all that you are and then some for yourself, so that you can go into the world and really start living a meaningful, fulfilled life and a happy journey, so that this half of your life, this second half, will be a lot better than the first half. Assuming that, as I mentioned earlier, the first half was learning, making mistakes, getting experience, better understanding, knowledge of how life works. Now, not only can we apply the things that we have learned, but we can create as well. Because bottom line is, we are all magnificent creators. We have the ability to create, and all that has to do with your mindset, the way you think. So we can uh, program our minds to really think the thoughts that we want, that will shape the life that we want. We can live life on our own terms, unapologetically. I love that. Sometimes I go back, not sometimes, many times I go back and I listen to myself, and these nuggets, these talk, this information is so good for me because it helps me. And if it helps me, I know it helps you. Go to my website, thecynthialinoxshow.com, scroll to the bottom and send me an email. Or you can just send an email to info@thecynthialinoxshow.com. Again, that is info@thecynthialinoxshow.com. And tell me what's on your mind. And if I can help you, again, guide you and support you into that whole journey of self discovery and transformation, I would love to do that. I know what it's done for me, and I know what it can do for you. If I'm your person, if this resonates with you, then send me an email and we can chat. In the meantime, we have a date next week, Thursday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn. You can tune in. We will be streaming on those three streams. And again, we'll just have a great time. We'll have some more things to share. But in the meantime, again, think of yourself as a vintage charm at 60plus.com. Now, au revoir. Bye. Hasta luego.